Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, June 26th, 5:26 a.m. Central Time. Grain markets just a little bit higher this morning. December corn futures up a quarter cent at 4.43 and a quarter. November soybeans up 3.5 at 11.15. December Chicago wheat up 1 at 5.83 and 3/4. December Kansas City wheat up 2.5 at 5.98 and a half. December spring wheat up 2 1/4 at 6.24 and a quarter. Let's start off with the pipeline story.
So on Tuesday, the Iowa Utilities Board approved Summit Carbon Solutions carbon capture pipeline. The board also authorized Summit to use eminent domain to gain access to land from owners unwilling to sell. According to Summit, 75% of Iowa landowners along the pipeline's route have signed voluntary easements. Construction of the pipeline is expected to begin next year, and the pipeline is slated to be operational by 2026. The pipeline will cut across 5 states as it transports carbon dioxide from 57 ethanol plants to an underground sequestration site in North Dakota. Summit is still awaiting approval from North Dakota and South Dakota, and it's likely that yesterday's approval will be challenged in court.
I have a few things to say about this. Let's start with the demand implications. So, over the long term, sustainable aviation fuel, carbon capture and sequestration, it's going to result in better corn demand and better corn prices ultimately. But it's not a near-term thing. This is not something that's going to help your corn market this year, probably not next year. Maybe it's a 2026 or 2027 thing. So, I mean, is it a good thing for corn demand over the big picture? Yeah, it absolutely is. Short term, I don't think so. The second big issue that you're going to run into here is the eminent domain thing that Mackenzie mentioned, and there's going to be an appeals process here. The Des Moines Register and this article, they did a really nice job here. They interviewed Wally Taylor, who is the attorney for the Iowa chapter of the Sierra Club, and he said this regarding eminent domain. Our position is that the Iowa Supreme Court made it clear that they can't get eminent domain unless they are a common carrier. And the evidence was absolutely clear to us that somebody is not a common carrier if it's only for them, he said. They're carrying their own product. They own the capture facilities, and they are determining who can get on their line and who can't. So that's going to be the challenge here. There's going to be an appeals process. How lengthy is that? Does it set back the project in its entirety? I don't know. But there are a lot of farmers in Iowa who aren't big fans of Summit. They're not big fans of the pipeline because they don't want it in their backyard. There's safety issues. They did take some measures to address the safety issues, I guess, but that's not going to be enough to really satisfy any of this. The third thing that I'll mention here would be political motivations. So Kim Reynolds, Iowa's governor, has been accused of being influenced with regard to this project. One of the big influencers is Bruce Rastetter, who's an Iowa billionaire who owns Summit or is a co-founder, co-owner of Summit, whatever. But he's a big Republican donor, big Kim Reynolds donor. And to go back to, what was his name? Wally Taylor from the Sierra Club, he said this about the board and their decision. He asked if he was surprised. He said, no, not at all. These board members were appointed by the governor specifically to approve this permit, and I expected that they would do this. So there's a lot of back and forth and political stuff going on in the state of Iowa. Was Kim Reynolds influenced by billionaires? Yeah, of course she was. This is America. You got to grease the wheels if you want to get something done. One other interesting note, Jess Vilsack, who's Tom Vilsack's son, is general counsel for Summit Carbon Solutions. Is that a conflict of interest, Mackenzie? I don't know if it is, but somebody told me this, and I was like, I don't know. That's not a good look. It's not a good look. Maybe it is. I don't know. But anyways, this is a step forward for carbon capture and sequestration. A lot of people aren't happy about it. That's the news that we have this morning.
The December 2024 corn contract posted fresh calendar year lows yesterday. The contract fell almost 9 cents to close at $4.43 per bushel, its lowest close since September of 2021. Traders view forthcoming U.S. rainfall as beneficial to U.S. crop prospects. In addition, many market participants believe that Friday's USDA report will offer a bearish tone. U.S. farmers holding July basis contracts will be forced to price or roll them by the close of business on Thursday. The days ahead of First Notice Day are often associated with poor price action, especially when farmer ownership is large. The November 2024 soybean contract also posted its lowest close since 2021.
I don't know exactly how undersold the farm, and put that in quotes. I don't know how undersold the U.S. farmer is with regard to old crop bushels. I've heard some horror stories where guys have nothing priced, or they're 85 or 90% unsold when it comes to old crop bushels, and that's scary. This feels like what happened. It feels like late February. Late February, you got that basis contract feeling that the market was dropping on that. But now, at this point in the ball game, we've got the basis contract issue, but that's secondary. The forecast for widespread U.S. Corn Belt rainfall, just generalized rains, is the more bearish issue. Throw the basis contract thing on top of that. Throw the idea of a bearish report on top of that coming on Friday, and you've got yourself your lowest close since 2021 in the December corn contract. I think if you are going to see any sort of rally attempt, you've got to get through the report on Friday. You got to get through this basis contract mess. All of those are going to have to be priced today or tomorrow or rolled. And you got to get through the report and if it is bearish news, get it out of the way. And then maybe you open up the door to some upside.
So if you guys have not checked out our premium content, you sure need to do so. Joe, can you tell me about yesterday's premium video?
Absolutely fantastic stuff from Chris Barron yesterday. So it's an unfortunate conversation, but you need to start thinking about crop insurance and your revenue protection and how it could tie into your marketing. You need to start planning for this. What sort of yields can you expect? I know you can't predict them, but you got to start playing with ideas and where these crop insurance floors, if you want to put it that way, will kick in. There's a lot of other things that Chris had in here that you should consider. There was a slide deck that we made available, as well as a free fall indemnity tool where you can punch in your own acres, your own yield prospects, all that stuff, and figure out where exactly your crop insurance floor is going to kick in. We did a grain marketing review on Monday, every cash sale that I've advised. So guys, as I mentioned here, the podcast and YouTube, this is a news show. In the premium stuff, it's actionable content. We make all sorts of free tools available. We run through specific advice when it comes to cash sales, specific ideas when it comes to crop insurance. This is the stuff that you need to see if you're farming in the United States this year. Go to standardgrain.com, sign up this morning. It's a $50 per month subscription. We don't want anything else from you. We don't want to talk to you. We don't want to market your grain. I don't want to do your futures business. We just want to send you our info for $50 a month. You can cancel at any time. Sign up this morning. I'll forward you a copy of this morning's email. It includes the 6 most recent premium videos, along with all those download links for Chris's stuff yesterday. Check that deal out this morning.
Early morning rain pushed across southern Iowa and northern Missouri here this morning. There is some divergence in the weather models with regard to the next 5 days. The Euro offers more generalized Corn Belt rainfall, while the GFS is drier and keeps rains further south. The 5 to 10 day period will offer additional rains according to both models, yet the GFS offers a slightly drier tone for northern areas of Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana. Temperatures are likely to trend below normal for northern areas of the Corn Belt and above normal for southern areas. The 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 day maps favor odds of above normal rainfall and above normal temperatures for much of the country.
As I mentioned earlier, this is top of your bearish item list. This is at the top of the list of bearish items right now as it relates to corn and soybean prices. You've got a forecast for generalized rainfall across the U.S. Corn Belt on June 26th. It's a bearish forecast, and yeah, I'm aware that bushels were lost as a result of flooding over the weekend, and that's an issue. It's going to be an issue. Maybe it ends up being something that's reflected in basis or something along those lines, or maybe the market just doesn't figure it out until further on down the road. You know, right now the crop ratings are good, still above average, and you got rain in the forecast. It's just, I guess it's not that complicated.
USDA reported a flash sale of corn on Tuesday. U.S. exporters sold 8 million bushels of corn to Mexico. Of the total, 1 million bushels are for delivery during the current marketing year, and the remaining 7 million bushels are for delivery during the next marketing year.
It's good to see some new crop corn sales emerging. The book of new crop corn export sales out of the U.S. is not very good. It's below average. It's I don't know exactly what the statistic is, but it's pretty bad, and we need to see improvement. Mexico's been a very reliable and has been the largest buyer of U.S. corn here over the last year or so.
The USDA has proposed a rule to increase competition in the meatpacking industry. The proposed rule will provide more clarity on how livestock producers can show that anti-competitive practices by meatpackers cause them harm. It will also allow the USDA to better enforce antitrust laws. The North American Meat Institute, which represents the meatpacking industry, believes the rule will expose meatpackers to legal action and uncertainty. The public will have 60 days to comment on the proposed rule.
Mackenzie, I feel like you may have an opinion on this.
Yeah, I think it's just a sham. We have all kinds of rules in place to make sure there's make sure there isn't any anti-competitive activity and promote competition. And half the time those aren't enforced. So this is just another rule that will probably just look good on the outside, but not truly be enforced to help livestock producers.
They've got to make it look like they're doing something. What did the cattle market do yesterday?
The cattle futures were mixed on Tuesday. Feeders were down 85 cents to 15 cents higher. Live cattle were down 40 cents to 57 cents higher. Box beef continued to climb higher on Tuesday. Choice ended the day at 323.39. That was up 75 cents, and select ended the day at 305.26. That was up 19 cents.
U.S. dollars up a little bit. Stocks are mixed. Bonds are off. Crude oil is up 76 cents in the August WTI at 81.59. Have a great day, guys. We'll talk to you Thursday.